What you doing, other nerds? I'm the AC. I'm going to talk about the 100th, Season 7, Episode 3, False Gods. And that is a very relevant title for this episode because there's two things that happen in this. For a quick little overview that's not spoilery because I get to those later. So first, there's a new issue that the reactor's radiator core is about to blow. It's getting too hot. It's what powers Sanctum, and that needs to be fixed. So that's one problem. The other problem is still what to do with Russell. They already announced that they're going to kill him, but he still has his followers, and they're trying to deal with him. And if you remember, Shade Hedda took over Russell's body in the first episode of the season. So that's kind of what's going on in this episode. But there's more to it, and really, there's more depth in this episode than I didn't realize until kind of towards the end. But first, let's just start off with the beginning of the episode. Two randos, apparently people that existed and you just now see, they go in to try to mess with the core. I guess they thought it was fixable by some simple putting a wrench in it, because that's literally all they really did. It seemed to only make it worse. Yeah, they die, of course, because that's what happens when you mess up. But yeah, eventually Raven discovers this problem, so now she's trying to find people to fix it. She, of course, tries to recruit Clark, but she's busy with the Russell stuff, so then she gets Amori and Murphy. And of course they're helping, but then she needs welders. Apparently the coolant is cracking and it's leaking, and there's still a little radiation problem. Her first thought is to get part of the one crew welders. This is kind of when stuff starts going bad. So we see that Indra is talking to one crew. She's trying to get them. Then Guy is like, we need to tell them the truth, which becomes a theme in this episode is telling the truth. Okay. We kind of see how it works both ways, how it does and doesn't. And this way, it doesn't. God tells them the truth that Maddie's not really the commander anymore and there will be no more commander. And they don't take it well. And I can't imagine why they're so obsessed with having a commander anyway, especially when it's a child. You think you would question it, especially when it was a child. But also them abandoning and becoming back to their own crews and not one crew anymore, it really shows you like how important Octavia was in keeping everything together. Because even though they overthrew her eventually, I guess is technically what happened. Man, the fact that they automatically just go back to this child to start worshipping, which I guess is considered one of their false gods, it's weird. I don't understand why, but I guess everyone wants to follow something or believe in something. I guess we're going to see where this goes. But then this splits into two more problems. There's people wanting to free Russell, attack before his actual execution. But now one crew isn't cooperating to help, maintain that peace. And then also one crew isn't going to help with this welding problem. So then the next best thing, I guess, is Raven goes to Allegia's prisoners. First she was reluctant to do it because she didn't want to trust the prisoners. Turns out that was her first mistake. But also, the prisoners are the only group actually keeping their cool. We didn't see much of the children of Gabriel in this one, but I assume they're going to be furious if Russell isn't executed, so that's going to be a problem. But the prisoners are actually being helpful. Yeah, they're a little rowdy in times, and they know they're being used, and they're not happy about that, but they're cooperating, especially one of them, and she's able to get four of them to come help. She lies to them, though. She avoids the truth, and it turns out after some conversation, they may have still helped anyways, because he was a pretty cool dude. But they're able to fix it, of course, because, they're not going to let all Sanctum blow up. But, and Maury goes in, fixes it, okay. But she still gets sick. Her and Murphy are Nightblood. Not much to do. But Raven's attitude starts getting pretty harsh. She's going to let the prisoners die. She says they're already dead anyways, which might happen. And it's like, yeah, it's harsh, but you also have to realize if they don't do this now, then Sanctum will, I guess, pretty much blow up. You can see where she's coming from. I guess the whole dilemma was her lying to them volunteering to do something they didn't know would result in the death. But then she locks Murphy in with them, tells him to go be a cockroach because she knows he will do whatever he needs to survive. He has a nice little heart-to-heart with one of the prisoners, and it reveals that he pretty much may have actually done it anyways. And he kind of lets on that he knew what was going on anyways. Once everyone gets sick that he's working with, it's kind of obvious. And this is when you see, I guess, you see more of Murphy when people start getting sacrificed for reasons that didn't need to happen. You saw it when he was traveling with Jaha back in season 2. Murphy's not all about needless, mindless killing, even though he does what he needs to survive. But then, yeah, this is really going to, one, impact Raven, that she's gone down this dark road, letting people survive, or killing people so she can survive, even though, you know, tough choices. I guess she's realizing there's tough choices too. But it's also going to fracture the relationship with the prisoners. The people who were cooperating and not really causing trouble, now they have a reason to. But going back to what's happening with Russell, yeah, obviously no one knows he's shithead, but nobody's questioning how he has just this whole like 180-degree flip in his mentality, how he went from wanting to die to being like not wanting to, and he uses the excuse, and it's like, yeah, well, you know, wanting to die and then actually facing your death will make you think different, blah blah blah. Okay, but he's obviously scheming, and all his followers, which I still don't know why they follow him, he's obviously just a human, it's a whole weird thing, all that stuff is weird, but he's been scheming and planning, and they somehow trick Jordan, and his plan goes perfectly. And then when they finally bring him out to try to talk to his followers to calm him down, he gets shot. And then they realize they can't kill him or stuff will get even worse. All his scheme. And I guess it was well put together. It was mainly just talking. He didn't really do much more than that except for getting shot, and then the person who shot him got killed. But this is one of those weird parts as a viewer, you know more than all the characters, so it's like, why don't you do this? Why can't you see this? And it's like, yeah, I guess you don't see it because you're a character in this world and I'm outsider for looking in. But man, I guess they have to keep it going because they need some conflict. I don't know exactly what the antagonist is going to end up being. I don't know if it's going to be all the people from the anomaly, or if it's going to mainly be Shithead and Russell's body. We'll see. And we saw some of the preview for next episode. It looks like they're going to take a big jump story-wise, and everyone's going to meet again, but we'll see how that goes. Maybe they'll team up. Maybe Shithead or Russell's going to join Anomaly Group. I really don't know. It's really, I don't know. I guess it's exciting when I can't figure out what's going to happen. I guess that's good. I like when that, because when things are too easy to see coming, they're just meh. There's one other thing I do want to talk about this episode, though. The depth I was talking about is bringing the prisoners in to weld the coolant system and like fix these cracks. It seemed like a symbolic irony that while they're fixing these cracks that could save Sanctum, what Raven does and how she does it is also cracking the relationship with the prisoners, and furthermore revealing that Maddie's not the commander anymore, puts more cracks into one crew. Then there's the whole children of Gabriel and Russell's followers. It's like welding the small cracks to try to save something only causes bigger cracks to happen everywhere else. And I was like, it's a little symbolic, But it's also like, it's a little ironic the fact that it's only going to get worse. But eventually it'll have to get better. Maybe? I don't know. We'll see what happens. But what do you think of this episode of The 100? Do you agree with some of the things I said? Do you get my little cracking, I don't know, allegory? No, that's not a word. No, symbolism? Let me know in the comments if you do. But if you like what I have to say about The 100, go ahead and like this video. If you want to see me talk more about all kinds of stuff, 100 or not, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. You can see when I do that. But until then, I'm the AC. Thank you for watching, and bye.